Scientific Notation, Lesson 5 Notes. Rules for Standard Notation to Scientific Notation. So now they're going to give you the standard way you write a number, and we're going to change it to scientific notation. Before I go over the rules with you, pause your video, and what I have highlighted in pink is not on your notes, so you need to write that down. So again, what I have highlighted in pink, you need to write down. Pause your video and do that now. Okay. So first, there should only be one number in front of the decimal. One number in the front of the decimal. If we go back to example 1, the original problems were all scientific notation. One number in front of the decimal. 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 So again, scientific notation has only one number in front of the decimal. For whole numbers, you will move the decimal to the left and the exponent will be positive. Now, I don't like to always say whole numbers. Probably the better or more accurate way of saying it is if the absolute value of the number is greater than 1, then the exponent will be positive. So if the number is larger than 1, it's going to be positive exponent. But for decimal numbers, you're going to move the decimal to the right and the exponent will be negative. So again, I don't necessarily like to say decimal numbers either, because sometimes, for example, if we had 402.5, that's a decimal number, but that's going to have a positive exponent because that number is greater than 1. So a better or more accurate way of saying it is if the number is less than 1, it will have a negative exponent. So if it's greater than 1, it will have a positive exponent. Less than 1, it will have a negative exponent. And that's if you're taking the absolute value, so just ignore the negative sign. But here is the easiest way to remember this. The easiest way to remember if the exponent should be positive or negative is this. If it starts with 0 then a decimal, it's going to have a negative exponent. If it starts with a 0, it will have a negative exponent. This one starts with a 0, it's going to have a negative exponent. Starts with 0, going to have a negative exponent. Starts with 0, going to have a negative exponent. The others, however, are not going to have negative exponents. Now, what is your exponent? Well, your exponent is the number of spaces the decimal moved. So in other words, what you're going to do is you're going to place the exponent where it belongs. The one number in front of the exponent, one number in front of the decimal. So you'll put the decimal where it belongs, and then you're going to count from where the decimal originally was to where it is now. And the number of spaces it moves, that's going to be your exponent. If you have any questions for the rules for standard notation to scientific notation, please do not hesitate to ask. My suggestion is wait till I do example 2 and you'll have a better understanding of this. If you have questions, let me know.